Finally, NPP rather stole NDC manifesto because Bawumia and the communication director at the NDC say yene manifesto by yene sabo we didn't cast that our 2020 manifesto no nti no NPP no okotwe NDC manifesto 2020 manifesto and on be ready nti yene wie na yene sama promise ni biem no omo si yene awia ba nya sa yene awia manifesto o koma o se yene ye bema tertiary education people are omo disability no free education for tertiary and afin so say 1 million codes program but ono because of say be chini nti no say that is brofo no say we go teach people we go teach people with digital skills. You see, into the mindset, the main kuti in some Professor James Fikan.
You guys have gone copying manifestos. Just a brief response, then we'll call.
Let's just give me equal time. You see, number one, this is the stock in trade of the NPP. Lies upon lies upon lies.
Can you make your point without saying lies upon lies?
Yeah, that is important.
No,
it's important.
No,
it's important.
It's not
to
right.
Describe what they have done.
It's not right.
Falsehood, deliberate falsehood. You see, something. Let me start from where he started from. He said that no one, because you made a point that people have commended our manifesto, and he replied by saying that aside NDC people, he has not heard anybody commend the NDC manifesto as laudable, as responsive to the plight of Ghanaians. Is Franklin Kujo an NDC member? Some say, help me, that's your friend. The executive director of Imani, is he an NDC member?
I've heard what TUC has said about the 24-hour economy.
Manifesto,
so you don't need to...
Hold on. Oh, Samson, allow me. NDC manifesto had clear, relatable, humane, and universal ideas, Franklin Kujo. He's not NDC. Then, Professor Jampu, not NDC. NDC manifesto contains simple and sensible interventions. So when you have Bawumia's communications director come to sit here and say that aside NDC, no other person has lauded the NDC manifesto, he's peddling falsehood. Number two, he says we have stolen their manifesto promises. And exact words, yes, he said in some cases, we lifted promises from their manifesto. And you challenge him to give you just one example.
PWDs.
Look, I am demonstrating to you that he is a liar. Look, the promise to make tertiary education free for all persons with disability was contained in the 2020 manifesto of the NDC. He doesn't know, I'll prove to him. Anybody watching, you Google NDC 2020 People's Manifesto, check page 74, item T. So the paragraph is 7.26, tertiary education, and it says the next NDC government will, you come to T, provide free tertiary education for persons with disability. So why will you come and sit here and lie that we've stolen your promise or your policy when it was contained in our 2020 manifesto at a time Bawumia was not even contesting for president? Look, if they are so lazy that they can't read our manifesto before they come and lie, at least what about checking on the internet? This is a story by starfm.com, and my job online did the same story. NDC promises free tertiary education for people living with disability, September 7, 2020. You come and sit here. This is your stock in trade, moving from radio station to radio station, telling lies.
Speak to the fact and leave it.
What's the meaning of this?
Speak to the fact and
then
leave it.
Then he says that 1 million coders program, NDC 2020 manifesto, check page 84. It is there. And it is never true, like you pointed out to him. You say they lie with arrogance, obscene, nauseating arrogance. And when you are correcting them, they will not be humble to even accept. Page 84, Samson. What is there is not just about coding. Listen to the whole gamut of things we said we're going to train 1 million young people in. Page 84, 2020 manifesto. The next NDC government will implement the following policies. Okay, 1 million coders program. And he said this initiative will be implemented through a public-private partnership to provide free training to 1 million youths with knowledge and skills for A, coding and programming, B, web developing, apps development, etc. C, expand opportunities in the knowledge and ICT-based economy. So they stole this policy, but Bawumia's first announcement was 1 million coders.
Now you are saying they stole.
Yes, because we promised this in 2020. Bawumia was not the candidate. Akufo-Addo never promised this. So in 2024, Bawumia goes to UPSA in that infamous lecture, and then lies that when he steals this policy and says when they come, they will roll out 1 million coders program. So we expose them. After we expose them, they have now changed the language to we will train 1 million people in digital skills. What is the difference between training digital skills and the things I've listed for you here? So they are the ones in the business of stealing manifesto promises. You keep on asking him, show us promises that the NDC lifted from your manifesto. And he says, I have it here, I have it here. You have it here. Is that how we argue on this file? Show us the promise we lifted. Not even one. And I've demonstrated to you.
He has, except that you have counted it.
No, he lied. Because the promise to make tertiary education free for PWDs was a 2020 manifesto promise of the NDC. And this, I heard him mention scholarship. Don't even go there. You are promising to streamline scholarships. We are promising to introduce legislation to coordinate and streamline scholarships and ban political appointees from benefiting from scholarships. Totally different from what
when we get to
number two.
When we get to Bawumia's press engagement,
we will get there.
That issue will come up about the scholarships.
Yes,
because when I mentioned the problems that are faced by students abroad,
somebody has
on the scholarships, my focus was also whether he would prohibit politically exposed persons from accessing them.
And at least let it be on record. Your production crew can check it. Which political party first promised free tertiary education for PW?
But Sammy, let me
I'm giving you the page number in our 2020 manifesto. Let me go to health insurance.
Okay, that's where you end it. That's where you end it. That's where you end it.
You see,
I'm telling you, that's where you
people are watching.
That's where you end
these things.
The fairness is not in the time allocation. Go ahead.
Look, I'm even going to the foundation. Who told him that it was Kufuor who introduced health insurance? Who told him that? National health insurance. Samson, me, when I talk about something, I don't say it's on my laptop. I read it to you and I give you sources. So Google the story. Government must accept useful minority suggestions. Dated 26th April 2000. Who was the president? Jerry John Rawlings and the NDC. Ghana web story. Read. This is Adokofo, spokesperson on health for the NPP at the time. He says Dr. Adokofo, MP for Menchia on Tuesday, called on the government to accept useful suggestions from the opposition. He noted that the billions of cedis and energy wasted on the single national health insurance scheme could have been saved if the government had not brushed aside the minority suggestion in 1997 that such a scheme was not viable. It was the NPP in 97, 98, 99 who said that it is not possible for Ghana to have a single national health insurance scheme.
He quoted Leocran. That is also fact.
No, we are talking about free SHS. Don't miss. Let's expose them. This is health insurance, and we are educating your audience. So this was their position, because Rawlings had started the piloting. The college check was doing it, and we had started the piloting of national health insurance, and they said it was not possible. And they advocated for a mutual district health insurance scheme. In 2003, they passed Access 50. If he doesn't know, you should go and read. And Section 2 of Access 50, the law of war passed on the functions of that scheme. In fact, they call it Health Insurance Council. Let me read Section 2 to you. Section 2 of the, I will make reference to it, but anybody watching me, Google Act 650. That is the first Health Insurance Act Kufuor passed in the year 2003. And what it provided for was for the establishment of health insurance schemes. And in fact, let me just Google it quickly and read out to you, Act 650.
I'm sure I made that point.
Yeah, it's important that we educate people.
Okay, so...
It's here. I just got it. For the purpose of achieving this object, the council has the following responsibility: register, license, and regulate health insurance schemes. So organizations could have their own health insurance schemes, districts could have their own mutual schemes, and this council Kufuor established through the passage of Access 50 was to license and regulate them. B says supervise the operations of health insurance schemes. This is the law. It was the NDC that came into office, and in 2012, at the time, Professor Mills had even died. President Mahama was acting as president, and we passed Act 852. Let me read Act 852 to you. Act 852 was what established what we have today, the National Health Insurance Authority. And Section 3 of Act 852 says this. Section 2, the object of the authority is to attain universal health coverage. In fact, Section 3, functions of the authority. To achieve the object of the authority shall implement, now not regulate or license or supervise, implement, operate, and manage the National Health Insurance Scheme. This was when National Health Insurance Scheme was. Right. So you are exposing and advertising your ignorance.
The highlights to...
You know, we need a communication director for NPP, Sami Jemfi, Erituja or joinees. Na deputy national communication officer ma NDC, Malik, and Swakasa say the NPP 2024 manifesto stole over 50 policies from the NDC 2020 manifesto. Inti NPP for no go NDC manifesto 2020 no. And that kind of where's in the frame. Inti just languages nekeke because or say mahama ka say 1 million quidest or no so ba or say in digital skills. One, just na afedi incident about Bawumia yeni momi kwechi NDC for kwechi say omo mom yeni yewi omo NDC for yewi omo manifesto. Nso ade na estate wo yeni 2020 manifesto mu dada say yeni say ne ebeye. Nti incident na musako read nti yeni estate dada na de twen e betwe bia kan keke. Eni kwa say yesa yi. Nti ade a ye twen 2020 no the same thing no in the sabe we do 2024 what I say inti mo na mo be wi ai asase no inti ye de ni 40 bia mo na mo 40 sisi a inti mama NPP ni bia enkonkwachi zezezezeze dabi mo na mawia ade no inti nsem ni nyina so mesero wo de 2020 manifesto for NDC ma post on my Twitter page mesero ko read na mesero wo ye NPP ni bia comment wase what you comment was here. Follow Janu BLG News all social media platforms. So, Mr. YouTube, yeah, subscribe it. See the any news piano on Sabeka. Welcome to the News Square.